mum gave me an inhaler earlier, and it's had day. It's like 6 months old.
Half a minute left from now. Ooh, we go, because it's going to give us, you know, the story of next season. We're going to get to see some new exotics. We're going to get next season.
And I'm gonna get them all.
And you know, like kind of what public event kind of things. You know, if there's going to be that, or you know, kind of what the seasonal stuff's going to be like for the next 3 months up until the full DLC.
Who is dying?
And any other. Let's go. Did we just get hit with another?
Wait, are
Oh
they gonna...
no, I thought that was.
No, I think this is an 8-minute 39-second thing.
I think yeah. We, you know, it's nice that they're doing this for him. I think that they're doing like a, you know, the time and then just silence.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a 9-minute silence. Is there a chat? Nope.
There sometimes is. They might enable it when the trailer actually drops.
Yeah, no, there's not a trailer right now.
GTA turned their servers off for an hour, didn't they?
Did they? I didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
Rockstar shut down their servers for GTA and Red Dead for an hour in tribute to George Floyd.
Oh.
I was like, damn, it's nice that they've done that. I was just like, that's.
I don't play GTA enough.
I think people would moan a hell of a lot if Destiny took their servers off for an hour.
Technically, they are.
No, everyone's used to the maintenance. That's that, you know, everyone's used to the maintenance every week.
Yeah, so they'd be like, "What the fuck?" if they shut off the servers for an hour. If
they'd definitely hit up the Twitter first. But
yeah, they probably put an announcement on and say we're going to shut down the servers for an hour, like tomorrow or later on today. So nothing, no game. So no game for 1 hour. They'll probably put in the thing and say like, you know, fucking take this time to, you know, remember shit.
Hannah, if your mum's like, you serious?
Imagine if you have to get your dinner like right now. Pardon me.
No, I don't think it's ready anyway.
I'm waiting a little while anyway, because me and my mum are now hungry.
Hannah went out on her skates today. Like we thought we'd go out today before I done all this. And we went to the park and they'd like cut all the trees down. All like the hedges. So the path was just covered in just like leaves, and it was very hard for her to skate park today.
Oh. Someone's fucking I swear someone's like growing weed in my building.
Why is there a strong smell of it?
That and the fact that when they move the plants when they're done, they leave like loads of fucking weed leaves behind.
Oh, okay.
But they're like the weed. No, they're like the weed leaves that you can't process. And make into smokable weed. You can take it a different way, like you can turn it into oil and stuff like that, but you can't turn it into a smokable weed.
All right.
And it leaves a strong fucking
I'm gonna
smell.
have to cut all this out for YouTube. You know that, right?
Wait, what? Oh yeah, the weed story. Yeah.
I'm recording this, and you are gonna have to cut all this out.
Okay, I'm not gonna do the weed story. Wait, can I say the story about how I yelled at like Chavs?
It's fine. I kind of realized, like, you know, I'm gonna be like recording and commentating. So.
Well, it hasn't started yet, so when it starts, I'll shut up.
Josh, I'm talking to my girlfriend. Please shut up. I'm gonna turn my volume down. back. Sorry, but I had to speak to my girlfriend.
8, 12, 16, 20.
Click.
Oh, need my tissue. Ugh.
Oh wow, Bungie are obviously streaming their channel on Twitch,
That they
and
doing?
people are subscribing to them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and Deej, the community manager, just said, please note that a subscription to our official channel on Twitch benefits the Bungie Foundation. That's the charity that they do.
Oh, holy shit! Jesus Christ!
This is an additional step we take to enforce quality on our community interactions. Yeah.
They have nearly 170,000 people watching them.
Yeah, it's the next seasonal content. It's more content for Destiny. It's when Twitch streamers benefit from Destiny the most on the full DLC. They know that, and they also know, like Lono, Say No to Rage. He's got 6K at the minute. Glad he's got like 10.6. They don't normally get that. They normally get like 2.7. Or Lono was happy to get fucking 4K. Yes, like the other day. People benefit the most when there's new content.
All proceeds from channel subscriptions will benefit the Bungie Foundation.
Basically, it's just like a giant pot where they collect all the money and then they just distribute that pot to different charities.
Yeah, they're gonna donate it.
Like when Australia had them bushfires, Bungie put out the Bungie Foundation. You bought their t-shirts. I bought their t-shirt, and 100% of the proceeds went to charities in Australia. And the t-shirt's really cool. It's got like a kangaroo and like Australian background with like the Bungie with the Destiny 1 ship flying over it. It's really cool. How long did he last for? Was it like 8 minutes and like 59 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, just shy of 9 minutes. Should have had less because obviously talking and stuff like that, it uses up your breath. So obviously, if you're restricted of your breath, it's fucking, it's so hard to talk. Like I've tried it. I've tried holding my breath and talking. Sucks.
Okay, let's see what we get, boys.
Better make my 40 quid worth it.
Your 40 quid buying the upgrade edition is already worth it. You're getting 2 DLCs for 40 quid.
Yeah.
And you're going to get this season. You're good.
I'm Mark Noseworthy. I'm the Destiny 2 General Manager.
I'm Luke Smith, and I'm the Destiny 2 Game Director.
Before we started the show today, we wanted to just acknowledge the circumstances and the unprecedented times we're in. This is not how we had planned this several months ago to talk about the future of Destiny 2 and reveal where we're headed with the team. This show's not how we planned it. We're building the game, not how we planned it, from our living rooms and basements, and with our kids and our dogs and all sorts of stuff on our laps while we're trying to make this game.
Yeah, there's like an inherent weirdness to this. Even the weirdness of, this is the first time I've seen you in person in the last like probably 3 months, and I don't know if people know, but outside of the show that is work, like those are actually pretty close. Like we hang out, we talk all the time. Our significant others are buddies, like, and so it's super weird just to see you in person.
Yeah, not on a screen.
Yeah, not on this little like Zoom screen on an iPad or something. Like
That's what everyone's gonna have when we all get to go see each other again.
Envision this.
Yeah.
And certainly, our hope was that it would be more than just us two talking about this stuff. And over the course of the summer, a bunch more folks from the team are gonna talk about what we're up to and what we're gonna be up to.
Let's get the show started.
Double check. Oh! This was the trailer they brought out on Twitter.
Yeah, the one that you showed me.
And this one. Eris climbing the... I don't know what them red things are. I think the ice rock. This is Europa, the icy planet of Saturn. What is that? That's the stranger. That looks like the stranger. Can't see. The fuck is those things? Oh, there it is.
That looks like a weird kind of sparrow.
No, it's just flying just normal sparrow, I think. That looks like the stranger though. That's a drifter. Mate, that was sick. That's the stranger. Oh my god. Oh, they brought her back.
This is what I brought you here to see.
That's a pyramid ship.
So it's a new DLC.
Destiny 2 Beyond Light. That's the full DLC.
Ooh.
That's the full DLC. That's cool.
So, Luke, is it finally time to explain?
Listen, like some jerk said
Some
that
jerk.
we were done with the Stranger story, and as you get back into Destiny and you keep like looking around and finding stones to uncover, a character who says that she's not forged in light, and where the two of you meet, ground can break, becomes a pretty interesting tool to leverage here in Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
That
forward.
person, the stranger, is from Destiny
It is
1.
the beginning of a brand new era
Yeah, I never
in
played
Destiny
Destiny
2.
1.
This fall, you're going to discover Europa, a brand new destination, and one of the first destinations we envisioned long ago when Destiny began. This is the birthplace of the Exo and the site of a newly active pyramid ship. As a player, you're going to face Aramis, a fallen warrior wielding a brand new power born from a very ancient darkness.
Like you, Aramis is a leader, but unlike you, she seeks revenge against the Traveler for scattering her
not
people's
strange,
once
it's
great
the
houses
Aramis.
to the cosmic winds.
It's up to you to confront Aramis and her growing empire on the frozen battlegrounds of Europa. And it's up to you to go beyond and discover long dormant secrets hidden beneath the surface in places
Unless that's her
lost
name.
to time, like...
The Deep Stone Crypt.
Yes, there you go.
That one I've
Lore
heard of.
Corner.
That one I
yeah.
heard of, yeah.
Doing it. There's a lot more to Europa than you might imagine. And here's your first look at gameplay from Destiny 2.
Let's go.
Where I
Green
come
Alpha.
from,
Jesus.
the Darkness One. I have
Wait,
witnessed
this
this
is what's
firsthand.
This is
I
like the
refuse
full
to let it
DLC. This
happen
is like gameplay of the full DLC.
time the truth presented itself to you. Darkness resides within, beckoning you. This is a truth we cannot hide from. And so we must embrace it.
What is that?
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Aldrin said.
Let's cross it together.
We're going to get the subclasses. See it happening. The darkness! Ignore the darkness, boys!
I will give these guardians the destruction they crave.
Mate.
Man, it's time to wield the darkness. We've been waiting. Destiny 2 Beyond Light ships to all currently supported platforms on September 22nd this year. And it kicks off a new era in Destiny where players will discover the true nature of the light and the dark. Not just walking the thin line between, but wielding the darkness itself as a weapon with stasis.
That's
And we did just get like a very brief look at that today. And, you know, obviously we're going to end up showing more throughout the course of the summer. And the other thing is stasis, this new power, isn't just going to be Guardian supers and abilities. It's a brand new damage type. So that means it's going to ultimately sit alongside Solar, Arc, and Void as the first new element we've introduced to the game since the original Destiny release way back in 2014.
This is a
So
big
it's like
deal.
the first new subclass
It's a big
in
deal
6
to add
years.
this to the universe. Like, it changes everything.
This will be a
It's a
new
lot of
subclass,
work.
yeah.
Today, yeah, you got a glimpse of this.
And
this
a new
power,
damage
and
type.
It's definitely the pursuit and acquisition and the player's ability to wield it. It's something that's going to be woven in through the narrative of the game. Like, the game is kind of a collision course between you and Aramis. And we're going to show you a bunch more about Stasis later in the year.
Because though we're excited about what we're delivering this fall, we did say that Destiny 2 Beyond Light was the beginning of a new era.
What does that mean? Well, it means that we're thinking about Destiny beyond just any given year and thinking about it over time. And so we want to take a look into kind of the long future of Destiny. But when you want to look ahead, like we're about to do, it all starts back at the beginning.
Oh, don't do this to me, Bungie. The opening clip, man.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever.
Oh, I do remember this. I have played Destiny 1.
Eyes up, Guardian.
Not much, though.
You must push back the
No
darkness.
Peter Dinklage, but you know.
Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them.
There's a stranger, Destiny 1.
6 of us went down into the
Right, huh?
pit. In the end, they all bowed before me. We have slain his brood. We have murdered his son. And now the Taken King comes for us all.
This is my alarm when I wake up. It actually is the Taken King bit soundtrack.
Complete with that.
We thought we were indestructible.
You're not brave.
Well, this when they introduced the
You've
Legion.
merely forgotten the fear of death.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
I
dreadful.
am Gaul. And your light is mine.
You're going to see spoilers for Forsaken, by the way, and Shadow King. They're going through all the DLCs.
They probably will.
Yep, this is
We should have been there.
Any last words?
Okay.
I'm coming home, Ace. So, this is to be a reckoning.
Free me. How long has it sat in silence, watching us? It seems those responsible for our collapse are coming back.
We've been waiting. We are your salvation. The line between light and dark is so very thin. Do you know which side you're on?
Another one?
Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. Ooh.
Another one?
A side should always be taken,
Lightfall.
2022.
even if it's the wrong
Working
side.
title.
Destiny 2, Lightfall. That's a working title, so they could change that.
We are building Destiny's future today, right inside of Destiny 2. It starts with Beyond Light coming this fall.
They've literally
It's gonna
prepared expansions
continue
for the next 2
with the
years.
next major expansion, The Witch
The
Queen.
next. You
And
should have seen their
Lightfall's gonna
whiteboard.
kinda
They've done the
drive
next
this
7.
all to a,
7.
to a
They did. They had like
These
the
three
years.
releases represent
Crazy. They had
this
like
new era in
2025.
Destiny. These eras began really in 2014.
It's because
with
they
that
have to
era of
create the
light
lore,
where,
they have
you
to
know,
create the
players entered
stories
Destiny
and
for the
stuff like
first
that.
time.
So that
They were
takes time.
resurrected. They went to the tower.
have
They
to-
learned
they have to
about
prepare
the
ye-
things
like
the
years
children
ahead.
were scared of, and you know, we exited that era when we became Guardians.
We are now coming out of an era of loss of our powers, one of our mentors, our innocence, and soon we will be entering an era of darkness. And if it's not clear, we are all in on Destiny 2.
Last year, we laid out a vision for the game that we wanted to build the definitive action MMO, place it in an awesome evolving world that you can play anytime, anywhere with your friends. We are still completely committed to this ambitious vision, and we're going to continue reaching to deliver it in Destiny 2. And to be clear, listen, I'm sure like over here in the Twitch chat, there's like, you know, some mix of salt and space dad. You know, we haven't gotten everything right out of the gate. You know, for example, we've already begun working on changes that we're going to make to our seasonal model in year 4 to get a bunch of the FOMO that's in the game right now out of it. And this is a response not only to your feedback, but just, you know, we took it in the wrong direction. You can lay that at me. We're also working on things like transmog, and that's going to be an experience that means armor is kind of always valuable to you because it can always represent a look for you to chase. And we've got a bunch of other improvements to the experience that we're working on. Things like the quest log's going to get like another awesome revision. We've got like small touches, like a oft requested one. And I think when we started Beyond Light, this was one that I made to Mike Zach in you know, the...
Yeah, getting a dark title screen back in Destiny so that the light white heat of the title screen doesn't light up your entire apartment at 2 a.m. So there are the small features, but then there's also some big features, and maybe one of the biggest is next generation support.
I think one of the most exciting things we're going to talk about is the game's going to run at 60 frames per second and 4K resolution on the new hardware.
We're also really happy to say that whatever content you
No, I
already
run at
own
144
or will
FPS.
own in Destiny 2 will come
I run
with
at
you
50.
with your next generation console of choice at no extra charge. On PlayStation, you'll be able to upgrade to PlayStation 5 for free, and on Xbox, we will support smart delivery also for free. In plain English, this means if you own Destiny 2 expansion content on those platforms now or in the future or by Beyond Light in September, you can keep playing on the same family consoles for free without buying the expansions again. We think that's going to be awesome. And you don't have to worry about busting up your friends list either because
Crossplay.
we're going to support intergenerational crossplay within each console platform ecosystem as well.
No,
This
within
means
each
that if
within
your
each
brothers playing on PS4
each
and your
generation of
sisters playing
console.
on PS5,
So
all three of you can play together.
So
We're going to do the same
if you're on
thing
if you're on PS5 and
this year
I'm
we're
on
focused
PS4, I can still play with you.
Hopefully next year
You can't have a PlayStation and play with Xbox users and PC users.
So Shadowkeep was cool,
okay.
and Shadowkeep brought back the moon and upgraded and enhanced
They're
it.
keeping
and
it.
so we brought a destination out of the vault and spruced it up, and that's where you got to play. We're not doing that with this fall's destination, Europa. It's a brand new place you've never been before, and both the Witch Queen and Lightfall are going to also include brand new, never before seen destinations. These expansions will stretch out across the timeline.
How are
That's
they
gonna
looking to
bring
put these in?
much anticipated enemies to the
I don't
forefront,
know.
and hopefully deliver
game's already
some
stretched
twists,
thin.
turns, drama that we don't think anyone's going to see coming.
But to deliver these big content beats each and every year and keep building on top of our seasonal experiences while making technological leaps forward, we also need to make some big changes to the way we treat some of our older legacy content.
The stuff that
Yep.
maybe is getting a little long in the tooth that you're not really looking at and playing anymore. You're not.
Destiny 2 is a huge game. We have 9 destinations, 40 story missions, 54 adventures, 42 lost sectors, 17 strikes, 31 PvP maps, 7 raids, and hundreds of game systems that layer on top of that. I could go on.
Big game.
I probably screwed up one of those numbers. The fact is, the game is too large to efficiently update and maintain. We're on track to be like 115 gigabytes on PlayStation alone, and our updates to the game are huge, and we're starting to reach the limits of our ability to patch.
We don't want to start over from scratch and build a sequel. And in order to make a sequel, we would have to stop supporting Destiny 2. Like, it would effectively go dark.
We talk about a single evolving world, not multiple evolving worlds, but a single evolving world. And we don't want people to have to start over. We don't want to have that loss of continuity with our game systems and our communities and all the players together.
We don't want to put another number on the box. So instead, here's our plan. Each year, just as a new expansion comes out, we're going to cycle older, less actively played activity and destination content out of the live game and into what we're calling the Destiny Content Vault, the DCV. Moving content into this vault is going to allow us to add support for D2 for years, including Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and Lightfall. This vault is also going to allow us to take content from Destiny 1, do some work on it, get it ready to come back into the Destiny 2 ecosystem. So we're not just going to be taking stuff away, we're also going to be going into the classic vault and kind of bringing some stuff back, or unvaulting activity and destination content each year.
Thinking about the greatest hits of Destiny, right? Like, what are the new tracks we can lay down? What's something from the past that was like pretty cool that could be made even better if it existed today? And what does that look like?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of awesome stuff that the team has built over the 6 years of making Destiny, and that Destiny 2 players totally have missed out on. Like, later this year, Destiny 1's Cosmodrome is coming back this fall as a selectable destination.
Oh my
Its 3
god, the
strikes are also
Cosmodrome
gonna
coming
come
back
during season 12
this
and
fall.
season
It's
13.
amazing.
And part of the awesome thing here is a bunch of players haven't played Sepix. Sepix was the strike from the beta way back in like
Epic
summer
Prime,
2014.
I love that
It was
strike.
the oldest,
It was like
most
the definitive like original strike that we felt like hit the right notes.
Yeah,
in Destiny 1, right? And we left all that behind when we made Destiny 2, and we're saying like, we don't want to do that again. Well, let's not do that again, but let's also reach into the past and like bring it into the present.
There's a lot of great content in our past, and maybe this year we'll see a classic raid come back. I think it'd be pretty amazing this year to see the Vault of Glass kind of unvaulted and returned in front of players. Like, I can imagine things like champion Praetorians instead of just regular Praetorians, and kind of updating it slightly to the modern context, but still preserving that like classic feel.
This fall when the expansion comes out, not only are we going to be bringing back Cosmodrome and adding Europa, but we're going to look at some of that content that's been in the game for a long time, that's been free, that isn't actively played, and that's when some of that is going to be vaulted.
Well, after the show, we're going to have a much more in-depth article that you can read on our plans for vaulting content on Bungie.net, and why we're taking this
I think it's a
unprecedented approach and what it
good
means for
way
the
of
game this year and for the
changing
game
our
going
content.
forward. We're also going to be conducting a bunch of interviews to answer your big questions, and we will continue the conversation with coverage in our ongoing This Week at Bungie community conversations, as well as there will be a bunch of player support
logo,
BS articles
everything
about this all summer long. we've placed a bunch of bets on the Destiny Cosmic board, whether it's the Traveler waking up, whether it's the Stranger dissolving after telling you, there's so much more to explore out there. And so we're going to start to bring a bunch of these threads home. And here's a look at the beginning of those threads coming home to roost this summer in Season of Arrivals.
So this is the next season. Here we go.
The Almighty has been reduced to smoldering ash. And with allies like Rasputin, who can stop us?
Oh.
From Titan to Mercury,
It's a triangle
their
shit.
shadow reaches.
Is their message a warning? A trick? We can't know until we hear their words for ourselves. Shit. You bring weapons. You will not need them.
I think the weapons they're using, everything. Oh, look at that sword!
We offer only truth.
Oh, let's see.
The darkness reached out, but something interferes. The witch sister of the taken king, Savathun.
Oh, baby pyramid.
We are the final line
Oh
of
my,
Hulk's
look at that.
second
Look at
class.
Finisher. What is that? That's a new grenade launcher. That's the new exotic.
Prepare
the void
yourself,
trace
Guardian.
rifle.
This battle is
Do
not
everything.
over.
New things.
Oh, we have to go through that again. That was a lot in just very few seconds. But that looked like a
So
void
that's the
trace
Season
rifle.
of
But there's a new
and
bow.
It starts any minute now at 10 a.m. Pacific.
So today, we looked at a bunch of stuff. We talked about the Destiny content vault. We looked into the past to see kind of how we got to where we are today. We looked into the far future with the Witch Queen and Lightfall. And we also talked about Beyond Light, which is the beginning of a new era in Destiny 2. And if pre-ordering's kind of your thing, like the pre-orders are going to go live today. Like if you're interested,
Awesome,
there's some
pre-order.
sweet bonuses. And, that's kind of the summary of the show.
And if you're excited about the start of Beyond Light and where we're headed, well, the Season of Arrivals, it's kind of like a prelude. It's really setting up that story, and so we encourage you to get in and play.
There's one more thing I totally forgot. So today at 5 p.m. Pacific, we're going to launch a brand new dungeon called Prophecy.
New dungeon.
Prophecy is a dungeon that involves the Nine, and that's kind of like all I'm going to say about it, because there's a little bit of business to get to with it, and then we'll wrap. But it's got a brand new set of armor for you to chase. It's got some classic armor for you to chase. It's going to be at a really high power level, which means it's like a solid day's work plus a little bit of skill to summit that mountain.
It's free for all players.
It's free for all players. And we're going to show you a trailer in just a second. If you don't want to see anything from the
Make an
dungeon, just
omelet.
click the little red.
Oh yeah,
X
because
where
it's
you
like
can
9 a.m. there.
have a- make an
Yeah.
omelet, and then come back, and the stream will be over, and you can play Season of Arrivals in Destiny 2. And I think that's the business side, right? We're like there, where we've
Yeah,
handled everything.
I think it's the time to say thank you all for tuning in and giving us your time today.
I'm
Very
so
good.
happy.
for
Like,
playing Destiny and
very
being part
fucking
of this
welcome.
amazing community.
It has, and it will continue to be a journey. On behalf of everyone at Bungie, please.
I genuinely
please
thought they were going to say
stay
something
safe
like
out
keep
there,
playing the game
and
or something
see
like
you
that.
you've not played a dungeon yet, have you?
No,
There's only one, but this
I
is
may
another
have to
one.
play it. We may have to play this one.
The first dungeon's on the moon, so that's why you have it. The moon is. Is that the armor?
It's a little Spirit track.
That's cool.
Up, down. What the fuck? It's got like a really big Tron.
Oh man, that's so cool. It's like taking the enemies.
begins in 30 minutes.
Yep, and I've got dinner.
I don't know.
That armor set though, oh my god, look at that armor set. That Titan looks actually really nice. That Titan armor set looks amazing.
That's the armor set I'm going after.
Wow, I'm really impressed.
I'm going after that shit.
I'm really impressed with that. That was really cool. What do you think of it?
That was good.
Okay. This is I'm just gonna put it straight onto YouTube just as it is. No.
Yeah, at least I didn't say anything.
But that was actually really cool. Right, I'm gonna go for dinner.